You are listening to the Mohua Show, where it's all about celebrating the Junoon among changemakers and their journey.
In pride you are seeing Indians walking. You can no longer say कि ये कोई बाहर से है, because it is all Indians walking, and that's the whole thing. They are within you, they are inside you, you are not seeing. Pride was the only way we can actually break through all of that and see it. We are like, fighting for our bare minimum, like no stigma, no discrimination, safety. So I feel that again, like the focus needs to shift back to our allies and administration, the government, to make sure uh, that things become much more sensitive for the community. Since the DI backlash has happened, one, anybody who was kind of working on in the space of DI to even spark a conversation is directly threatened. A lot of people have lost their jobs. Other than that, the communities that were particularly being supported, whether it was people with disabilities, whether it was women, but particularly communities like LGBTQI plus communities or sex workers, there has been a lot of myth and misconception created around this community, and it has actually led to some quite unfortunate consequences. My difficulty is just when you do it just in June, or talk about LGBTQ communities, it then to other people feels like the rest of the time this is not important.
Hi, in a world where diversity, equity, and inclusion are increasingly under attack, especially by global figures like Donald Trump, the fight for LGBTQIA plus rights faces both new momentum and new hurdles. Today, we're sitting down with a changemaker who's been at the forefront of pushing boundaries, sparking conversations, and building a future where queer lives are celebrated, not silenced. Together, we'll dive deep into the victories, the challenges, the uncomfortable truths, and the dreams that we are still waiting to be realized. So just get ready for a conversation that's not just about visibility, it's about transformation. Welcome, Sonal Gyani. You are known for all your work, an LGBTQIA plus advocate, gender and inclusion specialist, diversity and equity consultant, storyteller. That is a lot of work that you do, Sonal. So, Sonal, let's just talk a little bit about DEI and global backlash. Where the world's biggest powers push back against diversity, the ripple effects are felt everywhere. So now with leaders like Donald Trump actively dismantling DEI initiatives, how do you think this global backlash impacts LGBTQIA plus activism in countries like India? Does it have any sort of an impact?
Definitely, it does. And thank you, Moha, for having me on the show. When it has come to the DI backlash, there has been a direct impact on the kind of funding that people get to do. Because especially when you want to work at sensitization, especially at scale, or you want to provide support to communities which are historically marginalized, it does need, a lot of backing, especially financial. And, if you want to kind of break away from the different kind of challenges and obstacles that communities work with, you of course need not just financial support, but an overall environment which allows for justice to happen. Unfortunately, since the DI backlash has happened, one, anybody who was kind of working on in the space of DEI to even spark a conversation is directly threatened. A lot of people have lost their jobs. Other than that, the communities that were particularly being supported, whether it was people with disabilities, whether it was women, but particularly communities like LGBTQI plus communities or sex workers, there has been a lot of myth and misconception created around this community, and it has actually led to some quite unfortunate consequences. If I talk to you about India, we did have a lot of supported by the USAID. We did have clinics that would support gender affirming care. These are some of the few spaces where you had completely being operated by trans persons, counselors, doctors who would come and support trans individuals, and now there's a complete shutdown. I used to also be on the board of the UNAIDS. And if you followed the news, you will see that there was like a, almost a two-third funding cut there as well. This is like directly impacting lives because people can't actually access life-saving medication, you know. So it's very kind of unfortunate, and it's very important that we learn from how this is played out, and rework our strategies and start talking about DI in a way that is very strong, very vocal, and hopes to directly address some of the misconceptions that are coming out. I feel it's very important, especially allies, to step up. Too often, this work has been, put squarely on the shoulders of minority communities.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, let's talk about visibility is just not about being seen, it's also about belonging.
Correct.
So, in light of the Punjab Pride cancellation, how can queer communities and allies build stronger systems of support that resist threats like this and transform public spaces into places of true belonging? But it doesn't belong to one community, a public space belongs to all of us.
Correct.
So, tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah. So actually, for our audience who's not very familiar with what happened at in Amritsar, essentially what happened was that there were two Pride organizers who took permissions for the Pride to happen in a place called Rose Garden. Rose Garden is roughly, I think, about 10 kilometers away from the Golden Temple, and uh, once they were given permissions, they put out a social media video which showed people hugging each other and inviting them for the pride to happen. Unfortunately, this video was then used by another person from the Sikh religious community, and they very strongly on their social media said that they cannot allow this near the temple, and if the authorities will not take action, they will take action in their own way. And of course, the community does not want any kind of safety
Yeah,
issues, and not just safety issues. We are a very peace loving community.
absolutely.
We have never been against, it's not like our battle is not against faith. Our battle is actually about being included, right? So obviously this pride was cancelled, but unfortunately it's very it's so problematic because this is signaling something, a new kind of political weaponization, and even I don't want to say religious because this is one particular person who has spoken on behalf of a whole community, but still a kind of resistance to access to public spaces. But when it comes to the rights of queer people, we have the full constitutional right to be able to assemble and have a peaceful assembly, and ideally the state uh, should be supporting us, and if there are any challenges it should help us negotiate the challenges. Unfortunately, how this turned out was that the authorities said we cannot support you if something negative happens. So obviously the community has to take stands that way. But I won't, so therefore I wouldn't blame the organizers, but I would squarely kind of shift the focus back onto the administration, that how can you say that, when we are asking for safety and security, you have to actually ensure there is safety and security. And if you have issues like that, there were ways of making both parties engage with each other. I also have questions for like political parties and even religious organizations who have been talking about support towards queer communities in these times of late, that why there was not any kind of place created for dialogue. Putting it squarely, the safety on the community is not okay. And
Absolutely not.
you know and I also feel that generally when it came to a campaign around this particular piece, there was a lot of division around it, where a lot of people did feel that the pride must go on despite any threats and challenges. But I think that's really sort of unfair. We need to understand the context of the city. And what's really sad, I'll tell you, Mohua, is that 4 years back, there's been a pride in the same location, in Rose Garden only, right? So people saying that this will create problems in the city. It's already happened, in the same location. All people did were hug each other. All people did were they came with their families, their partners. And you very rightly said, see, that one particular day is very important for people in Amritsar, because that's the only day you'll see us. Otherwise, it's kind of you don't see people. You just assume everybody is really straight. But what you don't real and straight and maybe perhaps religious because the town is like that. But what you need to realize is there are so many queer people from Punjab, so many queer people who believe in Sikhism from Punjab, So often, when a religion or even a space is kind of trying to invisibilize us, this is one way that we come back peacefully. It's so important for us, pride. And often what happens is that when the first thing that a lot of people, I do sensitization work. When I talk to people, they are like, "नहीं नहीं, this is ये India से नहीं है, ये सब West से है, ठीक है? There's no
Yes,
Western
that's the
influence."
narrative that they constantly want to
Yeah,
pass on.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can understand that because before that, you didn't ever see queer Indians. You only seen it in like Hollywood films. But Pride has changed that because in Pride, you are seeing Indians walking. So, you can't no longer say कि ये कोई बाहर से है, because it is all Indians walking. And that's the whole thing that when this particular person was speaking about ये हमारे यहाँ की, it is not the cultural thing of Amritsar and you'll defile the place and this and that. What he's not realizing is that queer people are actually part of the faith. They are within you, they are inside you. You are not seeing. Pride was the only way we can actually break through all of that and see it. And it's such a peaceful assembly. So yeah, I'm actually kind of really frustrated. And just the other day, I saw another news where there was a play which was to be performed in, I think, in North India, and same thing happened. A group has come up and said that we will not allow this to happen. So who are these people who are like, um, deciding moral policing, um, becoming
The spokespeople.
spokespeople for constitutional rights? It's all really problematic. And like we
Of
said, na, like
course.
we are not a community which is we are like fighting for our bare minimum, like no stigma, no discrimination, safety. So I feel that again, like the focus needs to shift back to our allies and administration, the government, to make sure that things become much more sensitive for the community. And also, by the way, because this is our legal right, that's something the Supreme Court has asked
Yeah.
of the government, which has not sort of been implemented. So I find it really, really astonishing, and I really remark on the audacity of people that despite this being the legal climate, you have just come in and become a hero on social media and been like,
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
an entire
Absolutely.
community
Yeah.
too. We will handle it our way if the administration can't take care of it. What
This
does
is absolute gundagardi.
हाँ, एग्ज़ैक्टली। तो ये गुंडागर्दी में आप हीरो नहीं बन गए मेरे हिसाब से।
हाँ, बिल्कुल भी नहीं
इसमें
बने,
कोई हीरो गिरी
एब्सोल्युटली
नहीं
नॉट।
है और
यस,
इनफैक्ट उल्टा होना चाहिए था। आपने एंगेज करना चाहिए था और आपने खुद की कम्युनिटी के लिए डैमेज करा है ना, दैट यू आर अ लीडर, वी एक्सपेक्ट यू टू बी मोर वेल रेड, uh, before making comments, especially if you are a public figure. So I think it's been a very huge loss to the community. बट मैंने ये भी देखा है कि यार मैंने बहुत मतलब अलग अलग जगहों में कभी कभी प्राइड कैंसिल करते देखा। इट्स नॉट द एंड ऑफ द स्टोरी, पीपल कम बैक, दे ऑर्गेनाइज, but it is a big hit for sure, in the climate, especially the way the DI is happening, the western what is happening in the western world and in the global north is obviously coming back to the global south. You will see politically people trying to align to certain thoughts or certain ideologies, and it's not exactly helping us. Luckily for us, the DI movement in India has been quite operating quite independently from the West. If you will see कि बहुत सारा indigenous companies हैं हमारे, और जो खुद के companies हैं, small medium companies हैं, they had no influence from the West. They decided they want to do DI work, and fortunately none of that has been affected. One good thing that has sort of come out is that some of these corporate giants have come together and created the Pride Fund to be able to support queer initiatives. So in that kind of time, something like this coming through has been really good. I've also seen in the last few years कि अभी Pride Month आ रहा है. June is considered
Yeah.
Pride Month. It's where there's a huge focus on visibility of communities.
Yeah.
But I've recently seen that there's a full tone down. So you also ask corporates like, did you not believe in DI? Like, why would you pull back? And it is kind of reinforcing the myth that DI is not for everyone, but DI is actually
It
makes
is.
it for everyone,
Absolutely. It is for everyone.
अगर DI नहीं होता तो you wouldn't have maternal leave, you wouldn't have paternal leave from home.
Absolutely.
DI नहीं होते तो
Yeah.
आपको रैम्प्स नहीं मिलते, DI नहीं होता तो आपको कितनी सारी चीजें हैं विच यू डोंट रियलाइज कि
हाँ,
आपको
बिल्कुल।
मिलती भी नहीं. यू कांट ब्रिंग इट डाउन टू वॉशरूम्स एंड LGBTQ communities, so
So, let's talk about the representation in media, of lesbian stories in media, So, for years, the media has only shown very tragic stories about lesbian couples. So, how do you think that, shaped how young queer women see themselves, today? And any couple stories that you think you would like to highlight? Because, in the past, I've tried to bring a lesbian couple to talk, but many of them were very frightened to really come out in the open and talk. They were very scared of the stigma that they would need to explain back at home, which I have felt that, with gay men, it wasn't that much. And please correct me if I'm wrong. You know, please tell me, throw a little bit of light there.
sure. So I think, like, first of all, I think you have to look at it in the larger context,
Okay.
which is just a patriarchy, right? When you look at men, historically, they've had more access to public spaces. They just because of that, they've been more visible. Whereas, when it comes to women, public space is not accessible in the same kind of way. So you won't see them out and about
Mm.
in the way that you will see gay men.
Yeah.
So it automatically is because of that gay men are able to meet, or there are cruising spots for gay men, or dating spots or hot spots where they would sort of meet in every place. I've traveled across India. ये गांव गांव में भी है. ऐसा नहीं है कि ये कोई एक सिटी से रिलेटेड है. But जहाँ तक it's coming to women, female bodied persons, it doesn't operate like that. If you look at lesbian women, essentially what happens is, unless there's a group formed because there's a lot of political advocacy or sensitization that happens, it's usually a cluster of people, two three people who meet each other, or couples who are in, they've realized they're different, and they do not associate with the word lesbian also many times. वो लोग बस इतना ही बोलेंगे कि वो लोग एक दूसरे से प्यार करते हैं, ठीक है. Now the thing is, but even then, when there are two women who love each other, it's at odds, right? There is not no real support. So actually, for the longest time, unfortunately, you never really saw any kind of visibility of lesbian stories unless something really dramatic had happened. Until then, वो सारा whitewash होके रखा है. So when will you see something dramatic happen? Which will happen? So if there is a couple, they will either try to run away, or they will say, we don't, we want to marry each other, so they will get married.
Yeah.
Okay, and sometimes when there will be too much pushback, they would have died and the story spreads. So these were the kind of आपको नैरेटिव मिलता पूरे 70s 80s 90s में. दैट्स ऑल यू सॉ. एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली अ मेजॉरिटी ऑफ देम, दे it was not really like people were able to come out and get married, that you saw those kind of stories. What you saw, the most unfortunate was lesbian suicides.
Yes.
एंड आप देखोगे 1970s 80s में यही सब था. और उस वक्त ऐसा वर्ड भी नहीं था, फ्रैंकली लेस्बियन
Mm.
द वर्ड, ये सारी टर्मिनोलॉजी तो बहुत बाद में आई है ना. तो आप ये कहानियां सुनोगे, और ये कहानियां भी बहुत ही ऐसे गंदी तरीके से सेंसेशनलाइज होंगी. उसमें ना
बिल्कुल.
कोई भी ऐसा सेंसिटिविटी या कंपैशन वो सब तो कुछ नहीं होगा. इट विल बी लाइक like a salacious kind of story. So, but the thing was that people then would read about these stories, and may not have always read the word lesbian, but slowly started to. I think one of the biggest turning points when it has come to lesbian visibility is Fire. है ना?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
this film Fire was released, which showed
Yeah.
a intimacy between two women,
Absolutely.
Shabana Azmi and Nandita Das.
Yeah.
Now what happened was there was a huge backlash where theaters were burned, saying this is not our Sanskriti, this is not
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
There's no lesbians. Now this was the first time actually you will find in India that lesbians actually mobilized. जो बोल रहे थे कि मैं lesbian हूँ, they knew the word. तो they were able to actually say कि हम ये बनाएंगे. और फिर एक campaign उन्होंने चलाया, कालेरी करके, which was all the people, mostly you saw the activism in Delhi, and people came out and then started speaking. But even after Kaleri, actually for the longest time, even then you have only seen क्या कहते हैं, लेस्बियन स्टोरीज विच आर मोर और लेस अबाउट सुइसाइड. क्योंकि बंदा जो भी रिसर्च भी कर रहा है वो इतना ज़्यादा अंदर घुस नहीं रहा है, उसने जो सुना है उसके ऊपर कर रहा है. But I think things have changed in the last 20 years because as activists, we started to sensitize the media as well. To make them recognize that you have a trope or you have a particular stereotype when it comes to communities. विद गेम एंड व्हाट हैड हैपेंड वाज दैट दे आल्सो हैड देयर ट्रोप्स, मतलब उनका भी था कि कोई नॉन कंसेंशुअल पर्सन जो है आपको टच करेगा, या फिर डांस टीचर बहुत ही क्वियर होगा, या यू नो व्हाटएवर, मजाक उड़ाने के लिए सारी चीज होगी, बट आई विल स्टिल से देयर कैरेक्टर्स वर फेयरली विजिबल बिकॉज दे वर कैरेक्टर्स इन पब्लिक प्लेसेस।
Yeah.
लेस्बियन का तो नाम ही नहीं है। मतलब मुझे जो याद है लेस्बियन, मतलब मैं क्लोजेस्ट लेस्बियन कैरेक्टर की जो बात करूं, जो उसने कभी नहीं बोला कि वो लेस्बियन है या कुछ, यू नो। लाइक आई रिमेम्बर व्हेन आई यूज्ड टू एज अ किड, तब एक सीरीज आती थी हम पांच,
हाँ.
है उसमें एक बंदा, एक वन ऑफ दी सिस्टर्स इज काजल भाई।
Mhm.
ओके, एंड आई रिमेम्बर एज अ किड आई नेवर क्वेश्चन द क्वियरनेस ऑफ काजल भाई, कि ये टॉम क्यों है, ये मैस्कुलिन इतनी क्यों है। और उसने कभी नहीं बोला कि वो लेस्बियन, गे, ट्रांस है, कुछ भी है। वो बस एग्जिस्ट कर रही थी। और अगर मैं लेस्बियन वुमेन की बात करूं, बहुत सारे ऐसे काजल भाई टाइप के ही हैं, ठीक है, जो बस एग्जिस्ट कर रहे हैं हमारे सोसाइटी में। बट मैंने उसके अलावा बहुत कम रिप्रेजेंटेशन देखा था। बाद में एक राजा हिंदुस्तानी में भी, you know, you saw, you know, the helper also, she's like little trans masculine. And yeah, but since then I think like the stories have improved, but unfortunately even then 99% of the time I have not seen a happy ending. It is either ended in suicide or somebody killing themselves, or in like whatever, the relationship not working out, कभी नहीं देखा मैंने की। और अगर आप हमें पॉजिटिव स्टोरीज नहीं दिखाओगे तो क्या होगा ना, लाइक जैसे अभी भी 1917 80s में जो केसेस आए थे, यू नो, I'm not able to remember all the names, but there were stories from Kerala, from Gujarat, from
Yeah.
you know, Ahmedabad, where you will see that, you know, the reason why they couldn't be together is like the family was like, नहीं आप आपको एक साथ रहने नहीं देंगे, तो they've jumped into a river, or they were you know, people who have actually tied themselves together, and left a note. Okay, they've consumed poison, they have tied themselves and left a note saying कि at least in death let us be together. सो इट इज सो सो सैड एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली आपने कभी, अगर हमें कभी दिखाई ही नहीं है फ्यूचर, इफ यू कैन नॉट शो एनी पॉजिटिव, तो आएगा कहाँ से ना। बट थोड़ा चेंज हुआ है इतना कि ऑफ लेट व्हाट आई एम सीइंग अ ह्यूज चेंज इज कि पहले जो थी, लाइक व्हेन आई वाज इन द 1990s, when I would go to lesbian gatherings, I the norm at that time was that you were considering even coming out to a friend, but there was no question of coming out to family or coming out to the work.
Yes.
कहीं
I know.
सवाल ही नहीं है। और हम
Absolutely.
वैसे सोचते भी नहीं थे। हमारी लाइफ भी ऐसी थी कि हमें मतलब नेविगेट करना होगा या घर से निकलना होगा, ये तरीके की होता था। कभी मतलब हमें बहुत इमेजिनेशन ही
वो
नहीं थी।
मंदिर में भी लेके जाते थे to
या
have a change of heart.
या सो एंड एक्चुअली इन दैट यू ब्रॉट मंदिर, मंदिर की बात मैं अगर आपको बताऊं, तो अगर आप मैंने आपको बताया ना कि लाइक व्हेन इट कम्स टू वुमेन, बाहर आपको पब्लिक प्लेस में कहीं भी जाने नहीं देंगे, बट एक जगह आपको जहाँ जाने देंगे, जिसको जहाँ पे आप कभी क्वेश्चन नहीं करोगे, इज मंदिर। तो
Hmm.
मेनी लेस्बियन वुमेन इन स्मॉलर टाउन्स एक्चुअली मीट इन द मंदिर। ठीक है। सो मंदिर में लोग मिलते हैं, और या फिर कोई रिलीजियस प्लेस में सॉर्ट ऑफ मिलते हैं, बट वहां से लेके अभी तक है ना, नाउ क्या है, द नॉर्म इज दैट पीपल आर डेफिनेटली आउट टू देयर फ्रेंड्स फॉर श्योर, वो तो नॉर्म ही है। वर्क प्लेस में वो कंसिडर कर रहे हैं, और फैमिली से भी ओपन होना वो कंसिडर कर रहे हैं, यू नो।
Which
In
is
this
a good
generation, a
change,
lot of people are
actually.
already out in their workplace, ठीक है।
Yeah.
Young generation is तो boldly saying I am like,
Yeah. Yeah. Which is really nice, I think.
yeah.
Finally they're not in the shadows.
Yes, yes. So huge changes from there, and I
Yeah.
hope that it kind of continues. But it's so important कि we normalize ना, कि जब एटलीस्ट हम जब
Yeah.
बड़े हो रहे थे, मैंने कभी भी कुछ भी नहीं देखा अपने फैमिली के रीडिंग मटेरियल में कि कुछ एलजीबीटी रिलेटेड या होमोसेक्सुअलिटी के बारे में बात कर रहे हो। मेरे फैमिली ने ग्रोइंग अप कभी भी ऐसा मौका ही नहीं आया ये सब बात करने के लिए। एंड आई बीन डूइंग ट्रेनिंग सेशंस फॉर लाइक वर्कशॉप्स फॉर मेनी इयर्स नाउ। और वो एक चीज होती है ना कि जहाँ आप पता करते हो कि मेजरली इंडिया में इग्नोरेंस नहीं, मेजरली इंडिया में इग्नोरेंस है, मेजरली इंडिया में इग्नोरेंस है, हेट्रेड नहीं है, यू नो। दे जस्ट डोंट नो, क्योंकि कभी बात ही नहीं हुई इस बारे में, हुई ही नहीं, यू नो। वर्क प्लेस में जाके उनको, या थोड़ी अडल्टहुड में जाके ये बातें पता चलने लगी, यू नो। So
So, how did, transforming your internalized shame into pride change the way you saw yourself and the way you approached activism, to take them all together? Tell me a little bit about this internalized shame to pride.
yeah, yeah. So when I was growing up, right, I think around the time that my sexuality was sort of emerging, I was starting to have feelings like in my sixth or seventh standard. Is around the same time ये fire का सब कुछ हुआ.
Mhm.
So the word lesbian was being tossed around, but not really like something that I have intentionally understood. But मुझे याद है कि when I was a kid, my sister asked me that why do you talk about girls so much? Are you a lesbian? And she laughed. Okay. And my sister, my twin sister, is my closest confidant. And when I realized कि this word lesbian is something to be laughed upon, I was like, कि जो भी है मैं lesbian नहीं हूँ. They are just my good friends, my best friends, and I just get along well with them. But I am not lesbian. और ये मेरे मेरे डायरीज में भी है, सब कुछ में है. तो फिर द लॉन्गेस्ट टाइम ना कि मुझे मालूम था मैं अलग हूँ, पर मेरे को एक्सेप्ट करने के लिए रेडी नहीं है. लाइक आई वाज नॉट रेडी टू एक्सेप्ट, बट एवरीथिंग अबाउट माय बिहेवियर वाज सो क्वियर. ओके.
Mhm.
सो बट बहुत इंटरनलाइज्ड शेम था. उसके बाद ये भी हुआ कि आई फेस्ड अ लॉट ऑफ होमोफोबिया इन माय कॉलेज एंड माय पब्लिक, माय फर्स्ट जॉब. पीपल स्प्रेड अ रूमर दैट आई वाज लेस्बियन. सो ये होता है ना, कभी कभी आपको नहीं पता होता है, बट आपके आसपास के लोगों को सब कुछ समझ में आ गया. इवन यू डोंट नो बट दे नो, राइट? But unfortunately for me, this was spread as a rumor, and then it became really difficult. I faced discrimination firsthand, and I had no support system.
Oh, I'm so
I,
sorry, Sonal.
yeah, yeah. So it was very, very difficult. So I had internalized because I had no support. मुझे लगा मैं कुछ गलत हूँ या मेरे में ही कुछ प्रॉब्लम है. और बहुत डिफिकल्ट था, बहुत ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट था मेरे लिए. बट उसी वक्त फाइनली जब पहले मैंने खुद से हैंडल करने की कोशिश की कि बी ब्रेव एंड लाइक मूव थ्रू लाइफ एंड ब्ला ब्ला डिस्पाइट माई डिप्रेशन. बट जब होमोफोबिया की वजह से मेरा सेकंड जॉब भी छूट गया, that is when I decided I need to go into therapy. And my I was had a great counselor who helped me track different things, and it came down to this incident where my sister said na ki aap like I thought of it as something to be shameful of. And then from that incident onwards in my life we started reworking कि कहाँ कहाँ मैंने शेम को अपनी ज़िंदगी में लाया, और क्यों शेम को लाया, तो और क्या-क्या हो रहा था. तो धीरे-धीरे वो शेम से प्राइड में बदला. When I realized कि there is nothing to be ashamed of, like, and if I have nothing to be ashamed of, that then I have the other option, which is to be proud of who I am and be who I am.
Absolutely.
And I was very proud of myself because after therapy, I realized that I had gone through a lot and I had really endured it in very, very, it is not possible. Like anybody else would have, not been around. So it's something I need to be proud of internally where I'm coming from. And then I decided कि जो मेरे साथ हुआ है स्कूल में या कॉलेज में या फिर वर्क प्लेसेस में, आई वांट टू चेंज दैट. सो देन वी आई को फाउंडेड अ फ्यू ग्रुप्स. वन वाज अ यूथ सपोर्ट ग्रुप, और हम कॉलेजेस में भी जाके बहुत सेंसिटाइजेशन करते थे. फिर एलबीटी ग्रुप बनाया, क्योंकि एलबीटी ग्रुप में आपको चैलेंजेस बहुत डिफरेंट है, जैसे मैंने बताया आपको. तो हाउ डू यू सपोर्ट क्राइसिस सिचुएशंस, रन अवे सिचुएशंस. एंड देन thirdly a lot of like DEI related training, because school and workplace, they are the true mirror of society, and you can't escape. So how do you work through these? And I think that it's interesting that in my case I faced homophobia when I was in the closet. ओके. यूजुअली क्या होता है, लोगों को लगता है कि ये होमोफोबिया या ये तब होगा आपके साथ अगर आप बहुत आउट है. बट मेरे एक्सपीरियंस ने मुझे सिखाया कि उल्टा है. कि जब आप आउट हो जाते हो, यू आर एक्चुअली प्राउड. इट्स यू विल स्टिल हैव द होमोफोबिया, बट यू आर एबल टू एड्रेस इट. यू नो तो
You
वो
won't get bullied.
चेंज हो जाती है.
Before that, I think you would be bullied, right, Sonal?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there was a lot of like bullying in the sense of, I'll tell you, like to give you an example. What happened was somebody spread the rumor that I am a lesbian. So what happened that in my college days, there were a lot of rumors about me, using a lot of sex toys or using strange stuff as sex toys because they immediately linked to that. So, other thing, they people think that you will be of loose character.
Yeah,
So people do make sexual overtures to you. It's all quite uncomfortable. Even when I was in my
absolutely.
workplace, somebody anonymously would keep writing something in the public area which was sexually graphic about me. And because I was in the closet, if I tried to address it, the response would be, "We don't know why, what you are up to. No other women, is facing this. So what has it got to do with you?" और मैंने बहुत हद तक फाइट भी किया और ये भी था ना कि इट वाज आल्सो अ जेंडर थिंग एज अ वुमन आई वाज एक्चुअली वेरी
Absolutely.
स्ट्रांग एम्प्लॉय तो आप इसी तरीके से द फर्स्ट थिंग यू कैन अटैक इज sexuality you put on promiscuity you say
Yes.
ये job
You ruin the person's reputation.
exactly. So you can just, and how do you ruin the reputation? You ruin it with elements about their sexuality. So, like for me, though there was a free hand. इसलिए मेरे को वहाँ पे छोड़ना पड़ा बट आई फाइनली लेफ्ट दैट वर्क प्लेस बिकॉज आई हैड अ रियली हॉरिबल इंसिडेंट वेयर आई वाज एक्चुअली बीइंग ड्रॉप्ड बाय back from work, and this driver, he tried to take me from a different route, and he showed me some bond clips and things like that, and I froze, but fortunately for me there was a McDonald's on the road, and I just ordered him to stop, and I had some coffee, and I अपने खुद को मैंने कंट्रोल करा और पागल जैसे मैं उसी के पास वापस गई हूँ, and I've given him told him कि just straight away drop me home, otherwise I will complain. आई मीन मुझ में उतना तो था उसको ये बोलने के लिए, बट आई डेंट थिंक उस वक्त ना कि फ्रीज मोड में आई कैन कॉल माई सिस्टर, आई कैन कॉल दिस थिंग। आई ऑलवेज थॉट कि ये मेरी वजह से हो रहा है फॉर सम रीजन। तो फिर उसके बाद में व्हेन आई केम बैक होम, उसके बाद मैंने ये जगह छोड़ दी बिकॉज वो फिर वो सेफ्टी थ्रेट हो गया था। और ये सब बाय द वे तब हो रहा है जब मैं क्लोजेट में हूँ। सो बिकॉज पीपल को मेरे बारे में, तो इट वॉज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि मैं अपने खुद को समझूं। शेम की वजह से आई वॉज नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग माई सेल्फ। एक बार मुझे समझ में आगे आने लग गया तो आई वाज एबल टू मेक दी लिंक्स। और फिर अभी तो इट्स आई एम एट अ स्टेज वेयर कि जब मैं आई एम वेरी ओपनली एबल टू टॉक अबाउट sexuality discrimination, if people are very sexually loaded questions also, I am able to compassionately answer them because see, जो आपके मन में चल रहा है वही एड्रेस करना है ना। सो बट अगर मैंने अपना शेम नहीं एड्रेस किया है, हाउ डू आई आंसर ऑल दीज अदर क्वेश्चंस? So activism has really sort of changed my life completely 360 degrees. So first it started with support groups. फिर उसके बाद में बहुत सारा advocacy programs, take cultural programs across India, talk to people. फिर लोगों से बात करने के बाद भी I told you right, I realized कि इंडियन ऑडियंस में हेट नहीं है, इग्नोरेंस है। और हम सुनते हैं। आप अगर लॉजिकली, रैशनली एंड आप बहुत ही रिस्पेक्टफुली लोगों से डिबेट में एंगेज करोगे, आप दूसरा साइड वाकई सुन के उसको बहुत रिस्पेक्टली रिस्पॉन्ड करोगे। इंडियंस आर वेरी लॉजिकल। तो मैंने तो बहुत ज़्यादा चेंज दिखा है इंडिया में आफ्टर सॉर्ट ऑफ टॉकिंग टू पीपल। तो उसके बाद भी मुझे थोड़ा थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस आने लग गया। देन आई स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग इन न्यूज़, then I started talking, and then I started doing national level programs, then from there South Asia, from their global programs. And the more you spread, you realize ki a lot of it is just misinformation, and a lot of people are not like the assumption sometimes is कि कोई बंदा homophobic, पूरी तरह से homophobic है, कभी नहीं कुछ नहीं जानना पड़ेगा। But I have actually noticed कि sometimes they just were ignorant, or something they saw in social media, something happened to them, so everything is now about that. But when you actually unwrapped with it, you realize no, actually they are one of your strongest allies. It was just about opening a space for conversation, which is why I feel that about Amritsar also. मुझे अभी भी hope है, ठीक है, कि there can be a way of talking to each other, to do a dialogue. I very strongly believe in dialogue, you know.
Absolutely. So let's just talk a little bit about, legal barriers in our country, right? There has been like, there's around adoption, marriage, or discrimination. Which do you think is the most urgent to address right now, And also let's talk about post Section 377, the battle didn't end with 377, it only evolved. So, when Section 377 was struck down, do you feel that the next legal or social frontiers, the LGBTQ plus community in India, what should they focus on now? Marriage equality, what adoption, which are the things that you feel should become the immediate concerns? to address?
Mm. So I think that obviously after we were decriminalized, we would be looking at what requires, how do you, so what's the difference between a criminal decriminalization and a legalization? Decriminalization is basically you are not a criminal anymore, but legalization is जब आपको legally recognized किया है and legally आपको benefits मिले हैं. तो one is legal, simple legal recognition. Are you recognized in forms?
Mm.
You know, is your relationship recognized in any kind of legal document? So whether it's partnership, adoption, property, discrimination, all of that then kind of falls into it. Now the thing is that obviously it follows that if you were decriminalized, you would want all of these things: adoption, marriage, blah blah blah. And they're all interlinked also in some sort of ways. But then there are others as well, like concerns around privacy, concerns around mental health, concerns around health insurance, all of these sort of all these set of rights that you sort of need. अब ये हुआ है कि एक्चुअली जब जहाँ तक इंडिया की बात है, आई थिंक द प्रायोरिटी फ्रॉम द मूवमेंट sort of for a while was not clear. Okay, immediately after decriminalization, different activists had different differing opinions. A lot of them very strongly felt कि anti discriminatory policies के ऊपर focus करना चाहिए, these will be easier wins. Then when it came to marriage, a lot of people felt marriage, and within the marriage debate also a lot of people felt कि क्या कहते हैं, let's not push Hindu Marriage Act or all these other acts, जहाँ पे इंटरकास्ट मैरिजेस हैं, यू नो उस तरीके का एक फ्रेमवर्क बनाते हैं जहाँ आप इमिडिएटली रिलीजन को नहीं चुनोगे. बट देखो, जहाँ तक लीगल राइट्स का सवाल है, हर बंदा अपने लीगल हक के लिए फाइट कर सकता है. So what ended up happening before the movement could even make up its mind, small pockets of people from small pockets started asking for marriage, right? And unfortunately, the marriage debate, because, and I think it's a fracture of the unity, we could have been more unified, in the way that we didn't get marriage rights, because I think religion was brought in. Personally, I believe religion was brought in too early. इफ यू आस्क मी एज एन एक्टिविस्ट कि क्या चीज़ प्रायोरिटाइज करनी चाहिए थी, आई एम अ बिट ऑफ अ डिफरिंग ओपिनियन फ्रॉम द रेस्ट ऑफ माई peers and my comrades, in the sense that I believe that everything should happen parallelly. Because मुझे नहीं लगता कि ये कोई भी राइट्स रिलेटिव है. अगर इस
सारे इंटरलिंक्ड है,
सारे
एब्सोल्युटली.
इंटरलिंक्ड है, और अगर आप ऐसे करोगे ना धीरे धीरे, फिर आपका चले, इट विल टेक यू 1 century टू एक्चुअली काइंड ऑफ गो इन ऑर्डर. And in a way, I am thankful to a community, like communities who are actually stepping up and sort of taking charge. But as communities, we may want to come together and talk about how do we do this parallelly and do more. आई थिंक सम ऑफ दी वंस जो मुझे लगता है कि स्ट्रैटेजिकली आप देखो आपकी इजियर विंस हो सकती थी, कुड हैव बिन मेडिकल, जहाँ तक जैसे अडॉप्शन का सवाल है या सरोगेसी का सवाल है, ये सब आप मेरे हिसाब से मैरिज से ज़्यादा जल्दी और इजियर तरीके से जीत सकते थे. ओके, और अभी भी जो बाकी सब छोड़ो, जो लीगल राइट्स हैं जो आपको कोर्ट ने दिए हैं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने, वी हैव टू फाइंड अ मोर रोबस्ट मेथड टू इम्प्लीमेंट देम. जब वो इम्प्लीमेंट होगा तो उसके बाद में इट्स इजियर टू मेक श्योर दैट वी डू हैव, automatically it will follow, right? Like citizens on their own would start doing it. I'll tell you something ki when it comes to the activist community na, the institution of marriage is always questioned and always sort of challenged, but I do believe that ki हर पर्सन को ये राइट होना चाहिए शादी का. फिर आप देखो कि डू यू वांट टू रिजेक्ट इट और डू यू वांट टू go ahead with it. It should not be that somebody has made the decision for me. Queer communities, straight communities, everybody needs to reach a point where they can critique marriage and figure out that how to make this institution work for me. Right now, we don't have that option at all. So I do believe that there should be marriage, there should be civil union, there need to be these kind of options, sort of, within it. एंड मेनली ये है कि अगर आप कम्युनिटी को देखोगे ना, बिल्कुल आप ग्रास रूट कम्युनिटी में जाओगे, सबसे ज़्यादा उनको शादी ही चाहिए. तो एक्टिविस्ट कुछ भी सोच ले, रिपीटेड वो शादी की ही बात आती है. लोग शादी के लिए ही भागते हैं, उनको वो खुद भी कर रहे हैं शादी, So in the end, you have to see what your community also wants, and for them the priority is this. But let's be strategic. Like, ठीक है, it's a ह्यूमन राइट्स इशू. इवेंचुअली तो आपको मैरिज आएगा ही आएगा. बट कैन वी डू इट? लाइक आई टेल यू समथिंग. इफ यू गो टू थाईलैंड,
Hmm.
थाईलैंड में आप पूरा का पूरा जेंडर अफर्मिंग सर्जरी कर सकते हो गवर्नमेंट के फुल सपोर्ट के साथ. ठीक है. और अभी उनके यहाँ मैरिज भी हो गई है. दे डोंट हैव जेंडर राइट्स टू स्टिल. सो if I have transitioned from a male body to a female body, unfortunately I still have an M in the passport. तो आप देख रहे हो डे डाइकोटमी की, मतलब डाइकोटमी नहीं, बट ये जो ड्युअलिटी होगी यहाँ पे. तो वही मैं कहती हूँ कि लुक अराउंड ना, लुक एट द डिफरेंट स्ट्रेटेजीज. अगर आपका मैरिज राइट नहीं हो गया, पूरा मूवमेंट कैसे थम गया है. We have to continue looking at these other angles also. And other thing is, कितना important है politics join करो यार. Talk about the subject. You need to enter political space. उसके बिना बहुत कम countries मैंने देखा है. Majority countries में जब queer community has gone into politics, then the law have changed. So we need to shift our focus to politics.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's talk about intersectionality. So there are factors like caste, there is religion, there's socioeconomic status, which intersects, right, with the LGBTQIA plus identities in India. So how can activism be more inclusive in these intersections? Because, like we spoke about a very, very sensitive topic of religion. So how does activism really come into this whole space?
Yeah. I think intersectionality, it has to be very, very intentional. You have to recognize it and understand it. एंड लाइक यू सेड ना, ये जब हम प्रायोरिटी की बात कर रहे थे इश्यूज की, बट कौन प्रायोरिटाइज हो रहा है, और क्यों हो रहा है. दीज आर क्वेश्चंस यू हैव टू कीप कॉन्स्टेंटली आस्किंग. लाइक फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम द LGBTQIA plus movement in the beginning, it was only academicians who were talking. Then it became like an NGOization. So it was only NGOs who were, sort of talking. Then within the NGO space, initially it was only gay men. There was no hijra people talking, no sex workers, nobody. But slowly, slowly, these things had to be recognized. Um, I feel that a lot of times there's an assumption that the queer community will automatically be intersectional because they have been marginalized. But unfortunately, that's not the case. ठीक है. आप नेचुरली इंटरसेक्शनल नहीं होते हो, बिकॉज वी एग्जिस्ट इन अ सोसाइटी जो इंटरसेक्शनल नहीं है. सो यू आर गोइंग टू गेट कंडीशनड टू नॉट रियली बी इंटरसेक्शनल, टू बी ब्लाइंड टू एनी काइंड ऑफ privilege, and one has to actively sort of break it. Okay. I sometimes have had the difficulty where one privilege is pitted against the other, especially in NGOs, and we need to sort of break that. So when it comes to NGOs, it has been sometimes difficult, and also which one would not have expected. How we practically dismantle unconscious bias is through workshops and trainings, and definitely bringing personal stories. इंडिया इज अ काइंड ऑफ कंट्री ना जहाँ स्टोरीज, पर्सनल स्टोरीज बहुत इफेक्टिव होती हैं. सो इफ यू आर एबल टू क्रिएट स्पेस एंड अ प्लेटफॉर्म फॉर पीपल टू कम एंड टॉक ओपनली अबाउट what has happened with them, I feel that works the best. But other than that, we also use a lot of value clarification exercises. Value clarification exercises ये होते हैं कि they are a set of questions that help you clarify कि where did you, at what point in your life did you decide this particular thing is just this way, and you feel this particular way with a particular thing. So where did you really kind of realize ki things work this particular way, and how do you, and that I feel has been also pretty helpful. Like बहुत लोग थेरेपी में जाते नहीं है, बहुत लोगों ने कभी भी कोई इंटरनल क्वेश्चनिंग नहीं की है, इनने
हाँ,
कभी
बहुत सारे लोग.
कभी नहीं सोचा ही नहीं है उसके बारे में.
बिल्कुल.
मेनली ये विद LGBT कम्युनिटी एवरीवेयर, इट्स लाइक सोचा ही नहीं, मैंने इस बारे में सोचा ही नहीं. बट कभी कभी, बट जब लोग एक्चुअली सोचते हैं उसके बारे में, देन दे रियलाइज कि अच्छा ओके, सो दैट आई ऑल्सो हैव सीन हैव रियली रियली वर्कड. बट अदर देन स्टोरी टेलिंग एंड रिकग्नाइजिंग, सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट इज इंस्टीट्यूशनल चेंज, स्ट्रक्चरल चेंज. जब आप कोई पॉलिसी में कुछ चीज बदलते हो, वो ऑटोमेटिकली थोड़ा लॉन्ग टर्म रहता है कंपेयर टू स्टोरीज. सो इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप वो पॉलिसी और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को बदलो. So, for example, with people with disabilities, when I start putting that kind of thing, kind of accessible accessibility tools within the space, फिर people को register होता है, otherwise they're blind. Like I told you, right? You don't see it, so you have to intentionally in the space create visibility, not just through people, but through your infrastructure. Yeah.
So, let's just talk about inclusion, in the corporate spaces, right? So, we hear so much about diversity and mainly they're really PowerPoint slide, in many places, right? So, they just add these words. So in your experience, where do you think companies often get it wrong? Is it just visibility, without the responsibility, and is it just marketing? Most corporates, do you feel like that?
So for me, like I feel that even the smallest of starts in corporates, it's a big start. Like they're trying to create the conversation, but I think strategically where they sort of go wrong is because usually what will end up happening is that it will be one person who's trying to push the agenda through, and then it will work only for a limited sort of period. I think strategically, what works better is to have leaders shape the agenda when it comes to diversity and inclusion. Because otherwise, when I'm trying to go from down to top. There are too many obstacles that every time you have to encounter. Like I'll tell you, there was something really simple. One was trying to do a sensitization workshop with the HR through an HR person. The person was very क्या कहते हैं बहुत ही motivated, but उनकी legal team they had problems with certain teams because your legal team was homophobic. So the thing is that so when it usually comes from top down, these kind of things they don't happen. काफी कम हो जाता है. Now, kabhi kabhi your leadership is not ready. Then instead of trying to do a larger workshop first, let's aim at them, or you bring in smaller stories to sort of bring them in. My difficulty is jab when you do it just in June, or talk about LGBTQ communities. It then to other people feels like the rest of the time this is not important, you know, and that's the only time you really see queer people exist in that kind of way. It has to be broken into better intervals so that you consistently see queer people. Other thing is ki I feel ki one should not preach to be inclusive if your policies behind you don't back it up. Okay. In
Absolutely.
my personal case, like I told you, right, I
Mm.
decided to come out to some of my management because the company claimed to be very, very inclusive and all of that. But nothing like that happened. Everything, like, obviously was quite difficult. The management was not trained, your staffing was not trained, there was no support system, nothing. So, नाम के लिए मत बोलो because we believe you. So आप अगर झंडा ले रहे हो, we genuinely believe you, we join you because of that, and then there's harm inflicted on communities. तो ऐसा तो नहीं करना चाहिए. और दूसरा ये है कि लाइक कि when it has come to particularly trans people, I will say gay people not so much, but trans people definitely. Essentially, what ends up happening is people start treating them like an encyclopedia. So instead of doing your own homework of trying to find out, or appointing someone who can actually help with this kind of stuff, you expect the work to happen through a queer person, and it is actually sometimes quite overwhelming because people want to know about your sexuality, your gender, your operations, what do you think, blah blah blah. And maybe they just want to work, they are not the kind, they are not an activist like me who likes to talk to you and tell about. Some people are quite private and quite introvert.
Absolutely.
So ये when you put the entire onus ना, a lot of people think if we'll hire तो चीजें बदल जाएंगी, things will start changing. वैसा नहीं करना चाहिए, उल्टा होना चाहिए. What they should be doing differently is work within. And oftentimes, and this is my favorite quote, I tell people that oftentimes people expect queer people to come out of the closet in an organization that itself is in the closet about its support. And that is very unfair. You cannot expect a person to come out of the closet if you yourself are so much in the closet around supporting. It is not easy. तो और ये अनफेयर भी है. तो और बहुत एक ये भी मैंने देखा है ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में, इवन एलाइज में देखा है ये मैंने, कि उनको क्या लगता है कि हाँ, तो आई एम फ्रेंडली, आई एम नॉट ट्रांसफोबिक, और आई एम एक्चुअली एल आई एम क्वाइट सपोर्टिव, और फिर वो अपने एलाइशैप के बारे में बात ही नहीं करते हैं। तो बट एज queer communities we don't know, we will assume that you are not an ally unless you speak about the issue, because only when you start speaking about the issue you will have some sense of what is the kind of backlash we face in daily life. Like for influencers, it may be one particular post, or one particular program, or even one particular film they made. But for me, it's my real life, right? Every day I'm facing micro aggression. So if you can't come out even about your support, then don't expect me to, come out blooming for you and your organization to look inclusive.
Oh, I hear you, Sonal. I so hear you. And just to call yourself an ally and not have your voice out there is so, it really loses, your support to the entire cause
एंड
of
इट्स वेरी
it.
अनइंटेंशनल, बहुत
Yeah.
अनइंटेंशनल है, कोई नोबडी इज ट्राइंग टू हार्म, बट वही है कि आपको रियलाइज नहीं हो रहा है कि आप कितना मतलब यू आर नॉट रियलाइजिंग कि what it really means. It's so important that you speak.
Yeah. Agree with you. Also the other topic about bathrooms, for transgenders. I know it's been like, this access, people, it's often politicized, right? So what would you say, to someone who's unsure about supporting gender affirming bathroom rights, which I've had conversations with trans men and they have spoken to me and said how difficult it is because they don't know how to enter a male washroom and they cannot enter a woman's washroom, and these conversations have not even begun. So tell me a little bit about this, Sonal.
Yeah, so from my sensitizations programs and talking to different people, it's very important to understand the other side first. हमारा तो हमें मालूम है, but I think the other side, what is coming is that there is a fear. The fear is that a male-bodied person, in their mind, a male-bodied person is being allowed access, and then there could be a threat of violence. There could be sexual assault, and so therefore women don't want cis women, they don't want any kind of body which they are not familiar with in the bathroom. फिर उनको बेसिकली, so to that I have to sort of say to them that कि mainly the reason we are afraid as of fear is because we've always been to hold space and say कि they are not wrong if they are thinking like that, because उनके खुद के experience में they have always been asked to be
Careful.
careful, be very fearful, be safe with your body, everything. But we need to shift that lens from us being careful to shift that lens to who's the person who's doing the violence. And it is not trans women and trans men, it is cis men, है ना? और जहाँ तक cis, और आप जिस चीज़ के लिए डर रहे हो, if cis women and trans men are sent into a male washroom, you will be doing exactly that to them. So what you are fearful of, you will be doing that exactly the same thing to trans people. So do you really sort of want that? The other piece is key when it comes to washrooms. Like if you're still really not feeling unsafe, if you're still feeling that kind of unsafe, and there is more time to unwrap it for you, uh, despite me telling you the statistics will show that there is no violence from trans people in bathrooms. कोई भी ऐसा आपको नहीं मिलेंगे statistics जहाँ trans people ने आपको violent किया है, violence में किया, पर आप फिर भी डरे हुए हो, तो then at least there needs to be options of gender neutral bathrooms, so that they need to have access for gender neutral bathroom. You cannot push them into the opposite sex bathroom because you need to know that there will be violence. So, and gender neutral washrooms are very easily possible. Okay, so that is one way that you can sort of go. Now, even after that, if you are still feeling like safety issues, so, there are ways that, so as a staff, if there were no trans people or trans men also, if a man were to enter a women's washroom, what would one do? You need to be clear, and then the rules need to be same for everyone कि ठीक है, अगर कोई आएगा तो आप इस तरीके से रेज करो अगर वायलेंस हो रही है, अगर वायलेंस नहीं हो रही है तो कोई पॉइंट नहीं है. दूसरा है कि अगर आपको लग रहा है वायलेंस होने वाली है, तो आपको लगता है अगर आपका ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऐसा है, तो फिर यू प्लेस बटन्स और थिंग्स लाइक दैट विच कैन sort of
Set an
alarm
alarm.
there is an harm that could happen. But otherwise, if you look at trans people, they are not coming in to harm you, or like cis men would. They're just coming to wash their hands and pee. Okay. और मोस्टली मैंने देखा है कि what some of the strongest allyship I've seen from cis women I've seen in corporates is that when a trans woman wants to go to a bathroom, they just accompany her. You know, women also generally we try we flock and go to the bathroom, but
Yeah,
they will
true.
accompany. Like if I've seen where some people called it out, men especially, but women were like no, and they all went together with the trans woman to the bathroom. तो और देखो अगर वो अकेले चैलेंज करती है और अभी एलाइज चैलेंज कर रहे हैं तो दोनों में बहुत ज्यादा अंतर या डिफरेंस है पावरफुल बहुत है व्हेन एलाइज सॉर्ट ऑफ स्टैंड विथ यू in general I will say ki when it comes to bathrooms especially in public space everybody has the right to pee so right to it's a health issue as well if you don't let people urinate you will see that a lot of trans people from school they've learned to control their bladder same with hijra communities they've learned to control the bladder in public spaces because accessible nahi hai and that has led to a lot of health issues so that should not happen. I feel like at least like the simplest things that people can sort of do while you are still debating this is to create gender neutral washrooms, unisex washrooms, and for trans people until people become more sensitive. But hopefully after that we recognize that trans men are men and trans women are women, and you know they're not out there to hurt you, and we allow them the access to that, and we definitely start shifting focus to what allows some cis men to think कि they can get away with violence. That is to be our main focus कि ये masculinity कब ऐसे बन गई.
हाँ, उसके लिए तो बहुत अरसा लगेगा,
हाँ, तभी
उसमें
मैंने
तो
बोला तब तक आप बाथरूम बना दो. बट
तब तक
फोकस बदलना नहीं चाहिए. Too much of the time the focus is on women. Why did they not, it's a gendered thing, right? Why did we not be safe? Why did we not do this? Why did we dress a particular way? No. Why do some people think they can get away with this?
absolutely. So, rapid fire with you, Sonal. An activist you wish more people knew about.
So I think one activist that I would like to speak about was Maya Sharma, who runs this organization called Vikalp in Gujarat.
Okay.
They were the first person that I heard stories of rural queer LBT persons from. उनका काम बहुत ज़्यादा फंटास्टिक है, बहुत सालों से चल रहा है और उन्होंने किताबें भी लिखी हैं इस सब्जेक्ट पे. शी इज़ मच मच ओल्डर देन ऑल ऑफ अस एज वेल. And she is very simple and accessible in explaining the different issues. But if you look at just the support system they have created in a chota sa place like Baroda, you know, it is fantastic and great work coming out from there around lesbian visibility in India and also in the local language. So I would really like people to sort of know more. And the one organization I feel you have to know more about is Sappho for Equality from Calcutta. I don't know if you know, but they are an excellent organization. तो मैंने एडवोकेसी जब भी देखी है ना खास करके पब्लिक स्पेसेस में हमेशा मैंने because I was in the Global Fund and HIV programs, I mainly saw it around gay men's issues and hijra persons issues. But they very focusedly work on LBT issues and they very focusedly handle cases, crisis cases, and they're great at advocacy. All brilliant, intelligent, powerful women, mainly Bengali, but बहुत ही ज़्यादा पॉलिटिकल हैं, बहुत ही फेमिनिस्ट हैं. तो उनको देख के मतलब आप एक बार भी मिलोगे, एक भी मीटिंग में जाओगे, यू कम आउट अ चेंज्ड पर्सन. सो
Wow. If you could pass one law tomorrow, what would it be? One law.
um, I would really want healthcare to be high quality and completely free for queer individuals. Health is the most challenging to handle.
What's that one thing that allies think that they're doing right, but they actually aren't?
They're not speaking openly about their support. They need to speak openly.
Thank you, Sonal, for taking out the time today to be on our podcast. And we are extremely honored and we wish you all the best for all the work that you're doing. It's been an honor to have you with us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Moa.